This city is famous not only for its tropical beaches, rhythm of samba, sun-kissed beauties, and for its passion for football, but also for its bad reputation. The shadow of favelas and the risk of daily life cast a contrasting veil over the city, making it a place of chaos and wonder. It's no coincidence they call it the City of God. Welcome to Rio de Janeiro. My name is Tommy, and this is my travel companion, my love, my partner in crime, Belle. Lately, we've been exploring some of the most incredible places here, and we cannot wait to share our experiences with you. Join us as we show you that Rio, despite its shadows, is a true wonder. Getting here isn't bad at all. Just a 12-hour flight from Frankfurt and you're in Rio. So we made it out from the airport. We're waiting for the rest of the group. From the airport, we headed straight to Copacabana, where we stayed. By the way, if you're looking for accommodations in Rio, Copacabana and Ipanema are excellent choices. They're safe, centrally located, and offer easy access to everything. So for Brazil, I'm gonna enter into the water the proper way. I broke my ankle. There was a time when I could do this better, but that time I just wasn't fat. Anyways, Copacabana is one of the world's most famous beaches, located in the heart of Rio. And it's not just known for its 4-kilometer crescent-shaped white sandy shore, but also for its vibrant nightlife and iconic promenade. The promenade, by the way, was designed by the famous Portuguese artist Roberto Bernmarx and features black and white mosaic tiles that actually mimics the waves of the sea. And beyond relaxing, you can actually surf or play volleyball or football right here on the beach. This place is beautiful. And the locals, even on a regular weekday morning, they're just doing samba right here on the beach. That's just simply beautiful. And of course, Bea couldn't resist joining them. After exploring Copacabana, let's continue with Ipanema. Although these two beaches are only a few blocks apart, they have completely different vibes. It is more elegant, refined, and provides a serene escape from the vibrant hustle of Copacabana. In my opinion, Ipanema is one of Rio's most beautiful and stylish beaches, made famous worldwide by the iconic Bossa Nova song The Girl from Ipanema, which perfectly reflects its romantic and sophisticated ambience. The view is made even more stunning by the Dos Irmãos, the two brother peaks towering in the background, and at sunset, it's even more beautiful. So don't miss it if you're in this area. So yeah, it's very beautiful. The weather a bit cloudy, a tiny bit.
Not very lucky with the weather, but who cares? We are in fucking Brazil.
It's worth noting that since Brazil is on the southern half of the globe, the seasons are reversed compared to what we're used to. So for us, May was actually autumn here. And well, we experienced the proper autumn here with plenty of rain and cooler weather. But luckily, Rio isn't about just beaches. The city center actually offers a completely different side of Rio to discover. So, we started with the Rio Cathedral, which is unlike any traditional cathedral you might expect. This modern architectural marvel, built in 1976, is a 75-meter tall conical structure that resembles to a Mayan pyramid. And inside, from the floor to the ceiling, stained glass windows create spectacular lighting effects, giving the space an almost spiritual ambience. And from here is just a 10-minute walk to the Selarón Steps. So we were trying to get there, but it's a really heavy rain.
Yeah, so we are just now drinking caipirinha.
Yeah.
Again.
Not even midday, and the first caipirinha is already on.
That's because hanging out with the Hungarians.
And after a good caipirinha, rain's no problem anymore. So, we finally made it to the Selarón Steps, the masterpiece of the Chilean artist Jorge Selarón. Starting in 1990, he began decorating the steps by hand.
In honor of Brazilian people, and he has been updated the stairs by removing or like replacing each
part. It makes very dynamic piece of art, basically in the heart of the city.
So, these 215 steps are covered with 1,000 mosaics from over 60 countries, and each piece telling its own story. This staircase is not just a work of art, but also an important cultural landmark. It gained international fame after appearing in Snoop Dogg's 2003's hit music video and has since featured in countless films and commercials. Pro tip: to avoid the crowds, try visiting as early as possible, or, like us, come when it rains, though even then it gets pretty crowded by the end of our visit. After exploring the colorful and vibrant Selarón Steps, we headed to an even more unique experience. And that is the world's oldest operating tram. This iconic yellow tram departs pretty close from the Selarón Steps and takes you up to one of Rio's most charming neighborhoods, to Santa Teresa. We made it to the tram. It's raining again, so we're gonna get wet. This short but historical ride is not just a convenient way to explore the city, but also a little time travel adventure. The tram first began operating in 1877 with horse-drawn carriages, switching to electric power only in 1910. During the journey, you can marvel at the surrounding favelas and the bohemian streets of Santa Teresa. We even spotted a few stray pigs along the way. And at the final stop, there is another unique highlight. The tram seats are simply flipped around to prepare for the return trip. On our way back, we hopped off at Santa Teresa's main square, where the lively atmosphere immediately captivated us. And the restaurants here feature live music, creating an unforgettable vibe. And just to experience this vibe, it's already worth coming. And as the famous Brazilian saying goes, a good caipirinha is always a good idea. Anyway, Santa Teresa is one of Rio's oldest neighborhoods. It was home to the wealthy back in the 19th century, and it has managed to preserve its colonial architectural style, giving the district a romantic and nostalgic charm. And now it turns out that we are walking back down in the favela of Santa Teresa, but it looks very safe. By the way, Santa Teresa is not a favela and it's relatively safe to visit. Speaking of safe evening programs, if you're looking for something beyond the limitless drinking of caipirinhas, I highly recommend stepping by the Bottles Bar for a refreshing cold beer. This spot is not just a cozy bar in Copacabana, but also the birthplace of Bossa Nova. It's a slice of history, and on top of that, the authentic charm of Brazilian music can still be felt here.
We went to this jazz club where George Ben played, Sergio Mendes, and the big names of Bossa Nova.
Now, since the weather's still not ideal for chilling on the beach, we decided to head to one of Rio's most iconic landmarks, none other than the Christ of the Redeemer statue. We made our way to the statue by hiking through the Tijuca National Park. This route is a must for nature lovers, as it's not only an exciting adventure, but also starts at a truly unique spot at Parque Lage. This park is centered around a stunning historic building that once served as the residence of a Brazilian tycoon. Today, it functions as a cultural hub and an art school. This iconic courtyard and scenic views are a must-see in Rio. Here we are in Parque Lage, and there are some caves inside. It looks very awesome. I mean, just look at that. And we didn't even need it to enter the forest to encounter exotic wildlife. Within the park grounds, we saw monkeys and even a toucan. But it's no wonder that Parque Lage is full of life, as it's located right at the edge of the Tijuca Forest. And the forest itself, it's a wonder of its own. This is the largest urban rainforest in the world. We made it to the jungle. We are here in
Tijuca.
Tijuca Forest. We are walking up on the hike Corcovado, and on the top we are gonna see Christ the Redeemer.
I also should mention that this hike is not just a casual afternoon walk. It's about 5 kilometers one way and can take up to 2-3 hours to reach the summit. And along the way you might still encounter animals, waterfalls, and also the views are completely make up for that effort. But for those of you who prefer a more comfortable option, there is always the cable car which takes you up to Christ the Redeemer. But I think there is nothing better than reaching the end of the trail and finally catching a sight of the statue, a sight that feels like a true redemption. Of course, if you're lucky enough.
So we made it
Yes.
to Christ. It's beautiful.
Actually, because we cannot see, Jesus can also be that.
Could be,
Could be.
actually.
We don't know.
But luckily, after a few moments, the weather cleared just enough for us to marvel at the Christ the Redeemer and take in the panoramic views from the mountaintop. And what can I say? This view speaks for itself. Almost all Rio unfolds right in front of your eyes. And speaking of breathtaking views, there is another spot in Rio that is simply unmissable. Another iconic location offering equally stunning panoramas. And this is the famous Sugarloaf Mountain. So, the Pau de Açúcar or Sugarloaf Mountain got its name because its shape resembles the traditional cone-shaped sugar molds which was used by the Portuguese colonizers. We took the cable car to get up there, which costs around 160 Brazilian reals per person. But this two-stage ride is an experience itself, as the view of Guanabara Bay and the city gradually unfolds below is simply breathtaking. The first stop is Morro da Urca, which is about 220 meters above sea level. As soon as we arrived, we were speechless. The panorama from here is already stunning, but the area is also home to the adorable marmoset monkeys. These friendly little creatures are absolutely not shy around people, and they even enjoy posing for photos. So I recommend spending some time at this level before moving on.
Here we are at the first stop.
We just harassed two little monkeys.
Well, once we loved the shit out of the monkeys and we also walked through the wishing tree, let's continue to the next stage, to the 396-meter summit. From here you get a perfect view of Corcovado Mountain, Christ the Redeemer, and even to Copacabana. However, the weather wasn't entirely on our side. It was so windy that we almost get blown off from the top, so we didn't stay too long. Anyway, the Sugarloaf Mountain became internationally famous in 1912 when the first cable car was built, and this is making it one of the oldest in the world. So anyway, it's a truly unique experience and it became one of our favorites in Rio. On our way down, we made a quick stop at Praia Vermelha, a beautiful little beach right at the foot of the Sugarloaf Mountain. Praia Vermelha, or the Red Beach, gets its name for its distinctive reddish sand. This quiet cove surrounded by mountains is particularly popular for those seeking a more peaceful and less crowded beach experience. Even though we couldn't fully enjoy the beach here due to the unpleasant weather, we were still lucky enough to have some sunshine in the end of our trip, allowing us to explore one of Rio's largest beach, Barra da Tijuca. Known as the Miami of Rio, Barra da Tijuca is a modern and dynamic district characterized by wide avenues, skyscrapers, and its exclusive residential areas. This neighborhood also served as one of the main venues for the 2016 Rio Olympics, so its infrastructure is excellent and it's relatively safe. And the beach here stretches over 18 kilometers, offering a completely different vibe compared to Copacabana or Ipanema. So it's also definitely worth a visit. So as our journey comes to an end, I really have to say that Rio is truly the city of contrasts.
Indeed, the beautiful landscape and the rich culture, alongside with the financial struggling of the population and corruption, make the city extremely unique.
If you haven't been here yet, I really hope that our video inspired you a little bit to explore this wonderful city. And if you already been there, then just let me know in the comments what was your favorite thing about Rio. If you liked our video, then please hit the like button and subscribe for the rest of the adventures which is coming. And until then, take care.